All right, it's your man Poon Anders coming to you live from Houston, Texas. Joined as always by my better half, Stealth Shampoo, Nikki from Stealth Shampoo.
It's
How do we say
Nikki
that now?
From Stealth Shampoo on board. And you know, the great thing is now I can actually hear that song during the intro. I can hear the interviews now. Before it was all just dead air. I just sat here kind of.
Hey, we're always increasing the production value, technology, whatever it is we get our hands on. We still have no idea what we're doing, though, I think.
No, I'm just going to pretend like I know about Onward. It is a game that I have, I think, a total of maybe 10 hours in.
Yeah.
Onward time.
Yeah, speaking of Onward, let's get on to it. Now, Onward had a lot that happened this weekend. The playoffs were continuing. We had people that earned their way from the Opens to challenge players that were much higher in the standings. So let's just get into what happened. So here you got the Legionnaires. They got this house is the upstairs is where the uplink is located. So they're all crowded around the house and in the house to make sure they can't get in there. The other team, the Burning Chrome, the people who earn their way in from the Open, the Legionnaires executing expert tactics are going to work their way in and try to clear house. As you can see, they're going to run. Mr. Meowgi, great name, toss a grenade out, exactly, frag out, takes out a couple players, takes out another one, and he goes for the uplink. He's like, I got this all day long, all by myself. I don't need help. Now, not to be counted out. Burning Chrome has one other player. He was out front, sees him out there, lights him up. He's like, yeah, we're going to win this one, 1v1. I got this all day long. All I got to do is watch the stairs. Oh, I took my eyes off the prize at the wrong moment and gave up 2-0 to Legionnaires. So that's bad news for them. Well, here, not to be outdone, the other open win team, Blaze, when their leader not ready, just stabs their star player Verge, because he's like, you know what? I need this. Sorry, you just get out of the way. Now, they still end up taking home the win, so I guess it's not that big a deal. But so we're going to move on to what Silent Purge and Stone Cold Killers got into. So you're going to see this beautiful clutch play coming in from Buxton from Silent Purge. But it mostly happens if you actually end up watching, you see like kind of no action. His only 1v4, then it's 1v3, and then suddenly you're going to see he's going to end up being 1v1. And that wasn't, I mean, he killed a guy, but then somebody else got TK'd. It was just a total mess on the field. And he just like tossed a grenade. I was like, all right, I guess I just got one more guy to kill through this window. And down he goes. Like, it's like they wanted him to win for some reason. I don't know what that was all about. And then Kev from Silent Purge, he goes up to this uplink, and this is a hilarious and beautiful play. Now watch this. Anybody knows, like when you get that uplink, like you get a little warning, you have to rush your uplink, you know what's happening, and you go looking for the guy. So what he does is he gets just right as close as he can get, right inside of range, it ducks down, starts doing the uplink. The other team, Stone Cold Killers, he's all like, where is he? Where is he? Enigma's looking everywhere. Where is he? Where the hell is he? And he does the uplink, then jumps up and pops him. He's like, the win taken for Silent Purge. So Come
on, Enigma.
That was fun. So speaking of what was fun, let's go to the interview that we did with Blaze after their win. All right, it's your man Poon Anders. Let me get in a little bit closer. See these beautiful young gentlemen. This is Blaze right here. Just worked their way through the Open, earned their way into the Onward playoffs. Blaze, tell me about your team and your players.
All right. Well, my name's Not Ready. I'm the team captain of Blaze with my co-captain No Man. We have Prefontaine here. You want to tell us about yourself?
Sure, yeah, man. I joined the team, probably the most recent member of the team, and unfortunately, as soon as I joined, we lost 3 in a row, which really I feel really bad about, and I think the guys did too. So they brought me to jungle to teach me a few lessons. They brought me to the little river there, and they dunked me and did some waterboarding, and they taught me a lesson. So now we're on a winning streak. So
you got to do what it takes.
You bet.
Who else you got not ready?
Oh, we got Cryocell.
Oh yeah, I came to this team. Started when it formed, when there's 2 teams, and then they became one. And been cracking it ever since. We played a couple matches with 3 people last season, but this season we managed to get the whole team together and been rocking it ever since.
Awesome, man. Who else you got? Who was these fun, chaos-loving bastards?
No Man.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Noman. Red already mentioned me, but joined pretty much at the intro of this team. Been playing FPS as my whole life. This was the next logical best step. And I mean, these are the best guys to play it with, so we're going to kill it.
It is the future of FPS. Now, I know you got a star player on the team.
Oh.
Yeah, hug it out, baby. Tell me about your star here.
Me? Oh, hey, how's it going? I'm Verts. I just got a nade in midair. How cool is that? So
it's pretty
I
manly.
joined the team. Yeah, I joined the team about 3 months ago. 4 months ago. And back when the team wasn't fairly new, but there was still 2 teams though. And I joined. I just shredded their team, and they wanted to pick me up. So now
That is not true.
That's
I
remember
That's
it different.
apocryphal. It didn't happen. It's part of the myth.
This is the baby on the team.
I'm honestly the youngest one here, but I do better than all of them combined.
Well,
It's okay.
that's esports in general. It's usually the younger players who are the future and the stars. Like this guy. This guy said he feels pretty young,
This is Naoko.
and he likes apparently riot shields and bowing. He's like, that is my entire game. He's miming for us right now.
Oh, he's muted.
Well, that's all right. Well, moving on, man. Tell me a little about your play style.
Discord, you're mute.
Okay, so we kind of keep it random. We don't like to stick with anything too consistently. We kind of just play teams by how they're playing us, and we try to really break it up so they don't really know what to expect. Try to do a lot of experimental stuff. We're not really afraid of any team. We pretty much know what every team's going to do, so we plan on basically taking this league by storm. Legionnaires.
By a blazing storm.
Blazing
by a
storm.
blazing storm.
A firestorm, even. So what you're telling me is that your team's all about adapting and then punishing teams who can't adapt by forcing them to do so.
Every
Yeah,
team
that's
gets
correct.
punished by us, yes.
That's how we got
Legionnaires is done. Beginners, good luck.
What even is a global cam, dude?
These other teams are not really concerned about. We're
What
going
even is
straight
a
for
global
Globo.
cam?
Globo is who you're
Globo?
coming for.
We're coming for Globo.
Those are big words right
Coming
there.
for you.
Globo's the only team right now that's not having to defend their position to go. They got a free ride to OC5, so they're sitting pretty. And maybe they'll get a little complacent while they wait for you guys to show up. Seeing you guys in OC5 would definitely be great. Now I hear your team also does some things to maintain manliness before rounds. Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have a disciplined punishment system. If anyone gets killed in a round, they have to do 10 push-ups. If anyone team kills, they have to do 20 push-ups. 20 push-ups! If anyone gets capped on, they have to do 30 push-ups. It's all mandatory. They have to do it right in the beginning of a round during the 15 seconds. We watch them do it like this, and we count it out.
I'm pretty sure last time I saw someone do that, we had to call an ambulance.
Yeah, this looks more
Nice
like
job.
burpees.
This is some awesome high level yoga. Well, I can't wait to see more from you
Oh,
guys.
that's
What y'all are playing on the 26th, right? Or is it the 24th?
That's correct. Yep.
26th? All right. Y'all playing
26 on the
26th.
Sunday.
26 on Sunday. You'll be able to catch them playing against the Legionnaires. And then if their predictions are correct, you'll get to come for the beginners or just beginners. The European team with an American on their team. Maybe you could turn the American to your side. I don't know. USA #1, right?
USA #1.
Thanks for
Hell
meeting
yeah.
with us at
Them like-
VRespawn today. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah!
Hell yeah.
So that was Blaze. They made it through the open. They made it through the next round. We'll talk about how they got there. They liked that little chaos and stuff like that. But to break down Round Robin A, which they weren't in, Animal House, who were previously ranked 11, and Legionnaires, ranked 12, were able to top the charts of Round Robin A, while Blaze, who was previously ranked 15, and were the open winners, and we just talked to earlier, and Silent Purge, who were ranked number 9, which means they just barely couldn't get into the Leicester UK Open. They won Round Robin B. Now, Animal House will be facing Silent Purge on the 24th for the right to face off against Boss Fight, who are the current rank 3 defenders. They're defending their spot at OC5. Later that same day, they're going to... Oh, God. Later that's... Not that same day, the second spot. Yeah. So Blaze will go toe-to-toe with Legionnaires on the 26th. And to decide which team gets to play the beginners, the rank 2 team, which they're going to fight them on the same day, the 26th, for that number 3 spot at the OC5 championship. So 24th, you got 2 games. These guys basically just mixing it up to figure out who gets to play the boss fight. And then on Sunday, Blaze and Legionnaires fighting it out to see who gets to play beginners. So we got a couple games. They're going to decide the next 2 teams that are going into OC5. And that's going to leave us at the last spot that'll be decided at a big LAN event at ESL Studios in Leicester, UK. That'll happen on the 1st and 2nd of September, where ranks 4 through 7, that is Lemon Squad, Danglers, G-Men, and SMC Tactical, who we've had an interview with on here, they will get to fight it out to decide who takes that 4th spot at OC5 World Championships for Onward, where, again, they will compete for $25,000 for first, 15 for second, and 10 for third and fourth. Forgot to show off the round robin B. It's all about professionalism here at VRespawn episodes. We're having fun. Doesn't matter. So speaking of professionalism, Onward, Angel Hellfires or Archangel Hellfire. Yeah, we're having fun. Anyway, Archangel Hellfire, Dr. D VR, who has tried repeatedly to get that win, was able to get the very last win in the very last Open. So good for him. Wasn't able to get any clips from it this time. I actually wanted to talk to Mosquito Man and Ginger Mod again, who we interviewed before, who won the Invitational, the Streamer Invitational, which I believe was the fifth tournament that they had. He quickly established himself as sort of the heel of the league, kind of like, your cocky bad guy. And he's really good, very difficult to defeat him. And he's put a $500 bid out there for anybody willing to defeat him. And he said no one out there is willing to commit the time taken to take him down. And because some people figured out they could just drag the match out for an hour, he put like just camping health packs, and you got to get first to 10. I said, hey, let's do it. First one to get 5 kills and a 1 hour time limit. There you go. I asked him to actually get some mid-tier and low-tier players stealth so that he could do it like Mortal Kombat style. You have to work your way towards him.
King of the Hill? Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Or like a Pokemon gym. You go up to the gym leader.
Yeah, but no one was on board for it just yet. Archangel still has a very small player base. So anybody wants to help him out with that or wants to take his money from him, let him know in their Discord. We still currently don't have a date for the Tournament of Champions. But speaking of champions, let's talk about what happened to Pavlov, who just decided their champion this time around.
I like this video game. As expected, everyone thought VOLTRON was going to come out on top with Dream in second, and that's exactly what happened. Unfortunately, in the very last round, I think it was 8-9, where VOLTRON was on tournament winning point, Dream had a disconnect, and it was very disappointing. Unfortunately, they lost. There's no pausing in Pavlov. There's no redos. The guy didn't get back in time.
We got some video of that, though.
8-10. Do we have some video of that?
Yeah, we have video of the DC, I think.
But the DC was unfortunate, and we're going to get into some of the best clips from VOLTRON versus Dream, where Razfrazmataz in a 1v2 gets a pick off right here. He's going up against Twitch from Dream Team. He's holding the stairs. The bomb is down. Razfrazmataz needs to make a play right here. And I really like what he does here. He suppresses Twitch. Twitch is down to half health. I think he popped his helmet off right there. And instead of going for the kill, he's going to duck quickly behind the crates, crouch down, and use his wire clippers to take the round. Twitch needed to be aggressive, and he doesn't do it. And Raz is actually going to get some guns for his teammates as well. He's got 2 extra M4s there. Moving on, Scorched, my favorite player from Dream Team. That man is tall and quiet. He takes a flashbang to the eyeball right there. Unbelievable. You can't see in spectator mode, but he's blind. He's going to find level 3 mage, get some suppressing shots in there, and go for the Clippers. He unfortunately doesn't get the pick on level 3 mage, but that was ballsy. Suppresses him just long enough for a second to get the clip. Meanwhile, on the same map, Conman here on VOLTRON is going to sweep up. He's got 2 headshots right off the bat, pulls out the P90, 50 rounds to go, and he is going to mop up Dream Team for the 7th VOLTRON win. Unbelievable. He took out all 5 of them. It wasn't quite a 1v5, but might as well have been. Meanwhile, Scorched back on board here. He's going to be moving over to the bomb site. Gets a nice pick right here off of the start. Takes a quick tactical reload. He's going to manage to get another VOLTRON player. That's that guy, Chris, going down. And unfortunately, he's going to go down to a grenade. It's coming in right here, and that's going to cause him to faceplant right on the
only way you could take Scorched out, really, is with a grenade.
With explosives, we learned that. And that is going to be it for VOLTRON. Dream's going to take that round.
Yeah, so we're going to get into the standings here as Stealth. Nikki just recently said it was VOLTRON followed by Dream, VRath, and Reapers. Pretty much the way everyone expected to play out, right?
Saw it. Yeah, we saw it coming out like this. VRath and the Reapers in third. And VOLTRON just unstoppable throughout the season. They're going to hold their champion.
I told them in that little interview that we did last week in the hype video, so to speak, VOLTRON was the only team that wasn't there. Razfrazmataz was going to come, but he just got tied up for some reason. We said he came down with a case of the knife wounds. But during the conversation where they were arguing over who was going to win, I told them, I was like, oh, I've got money on this game. And they're like, see, he's got money on us. I was like, no, my money's on VOLTRON. Calls it like to sees it.
The odds are better if you bet for, that's what they call it, right? The odds are better. You get more back if you vote for Dream.
Yeah, you get more back if you vote for the underdog and they win. They have to still win.
That's not what happened.
Speaking of winning, on to Echo Arena. Every time I want to say on to Onward.
Oh, this is a full Onward show, 24/7.
It's all Onward all the time. It's
That
all,
is
literally
your
all we
Onward
think about. I mostly just like Onward for the crazy inverse kinematics mistakes. It produces some fun stuff.
That game.
I love it, man. So Echo Arena had their world qualifiers, both North America and Europe, fighting it out to see who's going to make it into OC5. The top 2 teams for both regions were the only ones allowed. Now, I did not get any highlights from Europe this time around. Remember, you just got to DM us your Echo Arena Twitch clips. That is how we take it. All the other clips we got here, people gave us those clips. That's how we get there. And we weren't able to get any for them. Instead, DJ Nike, the caster for the EU, actually put together a highlight reel. So you can catch that on his YouTube channel. You can also catch his Twitter. I think he may have his YouTube link there. It's a good way to get to it. But while we're waiting, let's get into the matches where everybody was just wanting to see how Metamercs 11.5 and Eclipse would decide the top 2 that would go. So here we go into game 1. Wit from 11.5 just waiting as he gets over to this disc, just rushes up on it, drops in that 3, and is able to get just enough points with 6 seconds left to get them that first win. And that set the tone. It's because they just played Eclipse, and they came into this game against Metamercs, who are in the lower brackets. So you're just like, okay, this is going to go the way we think it's going to go. 11.5 is going to win. They're going to go back up to Eclipse. So we're setting you up for a disappointment in case you can't hear my voice. So next come around, you see some points going back and forth. This is game 2, right? And already 11.5 is well in the lead. Wit tosses over to Loveridge. Loveridge drops in a 2, not a 3-pointer. With 2 seconds left, that gives up the win, and Metamercs gets their first win on game 2. Now, this goes back and forth for a while, and Metamercs actually ends up getting another win, and we're going to end up going into game 4. As you can see here, the 2-1 and the best of 5 to really let them suss out who earned their way in. The players really begged for that best of 5 there at the end. So back and forth between what you'd expect off a launch with 11.5, Dash holding on to control, allowing his team to actually get in position, but they're not able to hold on to it just long enough. The Metamercs are outclassed here. As people are like, oh, this is where they turn it around, right? This is where 11.5 gets the wins they want. And then they see this. You look at the bottom right, you see the stack up, then you see Speedy drop this uncontested 3-pointer to tie it up. You're like, oh, well,
Speedy.
Still in a tie. It's not a big deal, right? Well, here, you're going to see them dropping a shot. 11.5 just waffles the crap out of this shot. Oh, Loveridge, man. He never misses that shot. He tries to go in for another one, and bam, he actually lands it and ties it up. Now, game 4 is tied up. Now, they actually go back and forth with some easy layups, so they end up with 11-11, and it comes down to these last few seconds. 10 seconds, triple knockout, as you can see there. Let's see that again. I just want to get back to that again. Hold up. See if I can reset the image. Look right here. Strimbitsky, bam. He blocks 2 knockouts to his head immediately. Everybody's out. Fair enough rushes the goal. 3v1, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, nothing left. And he grabs the points to get the 3 wins that puts him out. And 11.5 cannot believe what has happened. Now, granted, they also said they were a little tired after their fight against Eclipse, but not to be outdone, Metamercs were also really tired after this fight. When they went to fight Eclipse, they got the living garbage kicked out of them, but they didn't mind. They earned their way into OC5, and that's all that mattered to them. So celebration formation pretty much at the end of this one, and then it just goes on. So let's check out this interview that DJ Nike did with Team Gravity, who came out first in the EU.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along. Here together with us today is the European champions of Echo Arena. It is Team Gravity. Hi, everybody. You number 1? Yeah, you're number 1, Ethan. Believe it. You're there. You got there. You are the European champions of Echo Arena. How does that feel for you guys?
Pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty relieving. I think that's more or less the gist of it.
I don't want to play this game anymore.
Yeah, we'll take a week off now.
Yeah, I mean, there is this subtle thing that, of course, you guys went into the qualifiers, the world qualifier brackets. You were up in the higher brackets along with Blast. You went against them, and you got pushed down to the lower bracket. I mean, I guess your motivation there is kind of, come on, guys, we've got to get together. This is a chance to win and go to Oculus Connect 5. That's what you was really playing for, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, 100%. I like going into that last match as well, like against Aftershock. I was super tilted from the match before, so it was like a proper compose yourself and kind of focus on the task at hand, kind of basically.
Yeah.
It was, one of those.
Oh, all hands together, all club together, one team, Team Gravity, of course. But of course, you rose from the lower bracket. You went back up after beating Aftershock. and then going back against Blast once again for the grand finale. But also, because you was already in the grand finale, you then qualified for going to Oculus Connect 5. Yes!
Yay!
Yay!
I think I've got it recorded, but I screamed. I'm pretty sure I woke up everyone in like a block radius around my office. So
Yeah.
I actually had even two neighbors knocking at my door. I mean, the one below me, because I started to jump off the floor all the time.
You
And then he was
jumped.
like,
You jumped the whole talk.
Yeah, I jumped the whole time, and then knocked at my door, telling
Yeah.
me to shut the fuck up, because it was like midnight at that
Nobody
time.
dares to knock at my
It was
door.
midnight there.
on a Sunday.
Asking with them.
But what was your feeling? I mean, you qualified, you got all this hype going into you that you've now qualified to go on Oculus Connect. I mean, did you feel like you had to carry on playing? Because obviously the grand finale against Blast, who you previously lost against, I mean, did you just want to go in and try and beat them? Or did you just like, we're happy with Oculus Connect 5,
No,
we'll just sit back?
We definitely wanted to beat them. We definitely wanted to beat
I
them.
would kind of say both. We were happy that we won, but we wanted to take the first seed.
Yeah.
We were like, to be honest, I think I went into that last match. I think the same with the guys. But we were in like a state of zen. Like it's like basically the last 4 months just paid off in like one match. So after that match, you just like basically just sat back and like, literally, I'm like, life's good now. You can just relax and chill, and it's like no pressure. So then we went and we actually were able to refocus and go into that Blast game because basically they cheesed us. They basically have like a cheese strat they started using in our first match, and we didn't really adjust to it. But then we pulled out some adjustments in the grand final. Basically, once we got around that cheese, it was fine after that. Like we knew what we were doing.
Well,
So.
and it looked like you'd gone back to some. You kind of brought in some new tactics, and of course you've got some of the old ones still there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, stacking through that tunnel over there as well, for example, and coming this way towards the goal. There's. Well, okay, you might not have been. No, you was over there. Exactly. Yeah, you was over there.
Yeah, you're right.
I kind of didn't want to play Blast again because of the first seed or second seed. I was just wanted to have that rematch because they just went so close, and just because of that cheesy strat. Like that's the reason we basically
The
lost
other thing
in
as
the first
well,
round.
like the day before we scrimmed them and we won 3-0, like no questions asked as well. And they didn't pull out that strat, so they cheesed very hard, which was like, I mean, they played well, like even though they cheesed, and we didn't really adapt to it. Once we got the hang of it and we came out with like even just one counter, just like the one that means that you show that you know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
They can't then do that because you can just immediately punish.
Yeah, I mean, I see Athen that today your arm's looking a little bit low today.
I
I
don't
mean,
want to lift them.
you don't want to lift them.
he did too much work with them yesterday. He needs to rest.
You need to rest those arms, buddy.
Massage them.
No, that's it. Controllers are too heavy. Oculus, can we have some new controllers, please? Ones that are a little bit
They're
lighter.
lightweight, like.
Right, guys, thanks very much again for joining me for the interview, and congratulations on your European win for the Echo Arena competition for Season 2, of course. And, of course, your chance to go through to Oculus Connect 5, and I can imagine you're really excited underneath those helmets. You can't express yourselves, I understand this. But, of course, you get the chance to go up against 3 other teams. You've got Blast, of course, the European qualifier. You've got Metamercs as well, and, of course, Eclipse from North America. I mean, it's going to be super exciting to go against for that as well. So thanks once again, guys, and we'll catch you another time soon.
So that was DJ Nike. I think he has a longer form version of that interview on his page, on his YouTube. If you want to check it out, DJ Nike always helping us out here. So really appreciate the fine work he put into that one and helping us get that in time. We do try to put these together as fast as possible, fast and loose. So as you can see from the standings, 11.5 dropped down and a 3-0 loss to Eclipse, right? So you see Eclipse doing their thing. Everybody's doing their thing. 11.5 getting uncontested, and then Eclipse rushing them out, and then Metamercs getting rushed out by them. But, you know, Metamercs going to OC5. But look at these standings, and you'll see something that stands out, and that's Team Joker. The kids.
Is it that 8th seed?
The kids, yes. The kids that not only earned their way in through the Open and then lost in the very last round, so they ended up coming second from the Open. But these kids, I think they're 13 and 14 years old. Ryan Rhino, and I think one of them has a stub name. I don't know. I am at a loss right now. Nikki's going to look it up for us.
Google.
He has Google, that's right. But Team Joker actually took a round away from Eclipse, and Eclipse told me that they almost lost a second round to him, and it came down to 1 3-pointer, and Joker was within grasp of getting that and tying it up. Now, Eclipse is pretty sure, Lemming anyway, that they could have beat them in the joust, but they said that was way closer than they wanted to be against Joker. To get knocked down by those guys, these newcomers into the lower bracket to get that close. Man, I wish I was there for that match. I was available to stream it, but everybody was so focused on actually, so was Dill. Everybody was so focused on trying to get into OC5, they forgot about us. So we don't have video of it. That's too bad. But it's still, that's exciting that they got that close. Those kids of the future, I can't wait to see more from them. So over in Europe, it's pretty much the way you expected. Is Blast and Gravity duke it out. Blast ends up winning barely, and then Team Gravity ends up adjusting, as they said in that interview, and taking it away from them. So, not too shabby for Echo Arena, and I can't wait to see more from them. 12 Echo Arena players coming down to OC5.
That took me way too long to Google, but shout out to Ryan Kung and One Scoop or A
One
Jedi
Scoop.
32.
That's the name I couldn't remember. It was killing me. I'm so used to saying A Jedi when I'm saying Ryan's name, and I'm so used to saying Ryan Rhino, and he doesn't seem to even use that name anymore. So they got to stop changing their team names. Before it was There Is No Try, and now it's Team Joker. Give me a second. I have weak memory. I'm an old man. All right. Well, speaking of old things, Unspoken. Take it away, Nikki.
Oh, this is a real old game. This is back in my day. I used
It's like
to compete in this.
2016.
Yeah, actually, when I competed in the Microsoft tournament, I think that was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the Unspoken happened also on, I think that was last Saturday, and we got a bunch of World Qualifier highlights, but the main one we want to talk about is the Charizard versus Rook matchup.
That was the fun match.
No,
TK mirror match.
Desert Bus Rook, the TK king, I would say, completely out DPS's Charizard right here. You're going to see Charizard take a hit that's just completely unnecessary.
That's hilarious. He thinks he's going to go for the artifact, right?
Yep, he gets nailed right there. That was absolutely dodgeable. His cooldown was ready on the teleport, and he's going to take another massive hit right here, dispel the tentacle.
Caught another one while he was too busy looking at the grass.
Pushes he doesn't need to catch. He has teleports ready.
Watch this. He just gets speared right in the face.
Spear to the face. He hears the spear also.
He sort of just says, well, I guess this is happening.
Yep. And then right here at the end, the cover is completely destroyed. We're almost 3 minutes into this match, and you're going to see him make a teleporting mistake where he tries to go backwards towards his pillar where there would be a tombstone piece of cover. He's getting his tentacles out right here, and he's going to do it right about now. He's going to teleport back. There's no cover right there. Takes a coffin to the face.
What an end, right? That ends up being like the one round that he took from him, though. And speaking of one round that he took from him, let's check out this interview that I did with Rukafel. All right, it's Poonanders here with Rukafel, the TK Master from North America. Rukafel, how does it feel to get yourself into OC5?
It feels like a giant weight has been stripped off my chest. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, we were for a minute there. I thought Getsu was going to beat you in. I know it seemed like you were getting a little disheartened because you felt like you were kind of nerfed a little bit. The Drifter meta against the TK seemed to be kind of powerful, but I noticed that that Charizard didn't feel the need to pull that out on you or other TKs in Poland. But this time around, you forced him to switch to the Drifter. So, what are your plans for trying to combat that Drifter meta now?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's definitely not the case that I feel like my class got nerfed, but I do feel like the community has kind of like gotten together and like found new ways to combat the kineticist. So really just like trying to shift the meta, and I really commend them for that. Unfortunately, my plan is, I don't think it's going to be enough. I'm sticking with my kineticist guns. It's the class I like to play the most. Of course, I'll try and find different avenues, like trying to find different ways to sort of beat the competition. But for the most part, I'm just going to go in and play as consistently as I can.
Well, Charizard tried doing that during Oakland where he decided to stick with his guns. And he's like, I'm going to play blackjack the whole time. And he immediately regretted that decision. So maybe it'll work out for you. I don't know, man. We'll see if it plays out. I think the real meta here is figuring out which maps to ban in competition. Right. I can't wait to see more from you guys. What is something that you're going to try to work on between here and OC5?
There's a lot that someone can work on. You got your basics. So you got your primals. You got your curving your primals. I mean, you got also some like map specific bread and butter things. So you got to work on your corn dog eating if you want to go to Midway Pier. I know that's a big meta. You got to have the corn dog meta in your back pocket.
Yeah, I saw Charizard constantly eating those corn dogs, and I'm so used to Pier being band that I hadn't seen you guys playing it before. So it's pretty hilarious watching you guys go for the corn dogs repeatedly.
The corn dog map, I mean, it's kind of like playing Smash Brothers with items on. So it's definitely a fun time, I guess.
You know, I love my items, though. So it felt like the size of that map and with the corn dogs and the other items that it had a little bit of a Hyrule Castle feel.
Yep. I gotta say, that spider is like the most impressive thing in this game. So I'm glad people might be able to see that.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the
Watch this
freaking
week.
trailer. I'm sad not to get to see it in
Yeah,
tournament
it's so
play.
cool.
So hopefully we do get to see it in tournament play at OC5. And I'm hoping that me and Nikki will be there to cast you guys doing it. There's not really anybody else familiar with the game capable of doing so. And since Nikki lives in the backyard and I'm local myself, well, at least U.S. local, we'll see if it works out. If not, Nikki will try to keep the party going, and hopefully we'll see more of you guys. At the very least, you're already in the money, so you're going to win something. Because I mean, if you can or cannot take Charizard, Flush is still an opponent that you're going to have to deal with, including Yawning.
Well, Nickelodeon game shows. Nobody goes home empty-handed.
Well, I can't wait to see more, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So sorry about the audio issues we were having there. The game itself was trying to override my audio settings, and I kept having to fight it as it would adjust it. I don't know what the game was doing there. Insomniac, what were you thinking? But speaking of Insomniac and the Unspoken, everything worked out basically the way that you expected. Yeah, everything worked out pretty much the way you would expect it, which is Charizard marching all the way down. But you also expected to see Getsu win, and he didn't. He ended up getting shut down to the lower bracket by Rukafeld, and then he had to face off against Saber, and Saber beat him. After the very first round of beating him, Saber was like, "Are you all right, man?" Because he's like, "This doesn't feel like Getsu." So I don't know if it's an injury or because he's been practicing something else. I know he's been more excited about Echo Combat. So and we see that with some players when they we saw Rukafeld do that. Like he was excited about a bunch of other games and took practicing for the World Finals in Poland for granted and got destroyed at Worlds in Poland. So you can't. It's hard to do two games.
Rook pulled out a sprint vector also. I don't know if it was scheduling or what happened there, but he decided to put all his eggs in the Unspoken basket, and it worked out.
And he got it.
Still Shampoo Sprint Syndicate. Got to shout him out.
That's right, man. We love Rukafeld. Me and him were actually trying to count up, like, assuming I go to OC5, we were trying to count up like how many times we've actually done stuff together. So it was Oakland, and then it was Poland, and then it was E3, and this will be like the fourth time that we've done something together. So that was pretty funny.
Vegas E3 is a third time.
CES, that's right. CES as well. I forgot about that one.
We were in Vegas. Yeah, but I was surprised to see Midway Pier play it at all. Because like you said, that corn dog meta, and then everyone is now also partially a pyromancer, and then the ship swinging is kind of weird. If we see that map at OC5 and they do get the giant spotlight spider of death,
I can't wait.
I can't wait. Super interesting to see if someone gets fried.
Well, not to be outdone, the EU did their job as well. Flush Go-Go marches all the way down, and Yawning marches up to meet him, taking that second place spot and the second position at the OC5 finals. More finals coming in from Sprint Vector, though, as the Sprint Vector guys get together and fight it out. Now, there were 3 classes. Remember, there were 4 people that were going to do it from North America for the 4 spots there, 3 spots from the European Union, and 1 spot from the Steam Open. So right now, what I have is a handful of highlights. As we said before, we only get highlights from those of you who send us your Twitch clip highlights. That's the only way we do it. Twitch clips of relevant games that happened for the week that we're covering. And you got to send us those Twitch clips if you want us to cover it. Otherwise, we're just guessing or only taking what's given us. We do have a short list. We have to cut them down. For the most part, send us your stuff. And Katie sent us quite the list, and I had to narrow it down to stuff that really got me excited. Watching the top level players play Sprint Vector from their perspective, I'm telling you, Stealth, you sit there and just watch them play, and your heart starts going like you imagine you're doing it and what's on the line. It really gets you. I
hope she gets a missile and not a mine. You're going to see that.
yeah, true. So here she is. Classic meta, right? She's in 5th place. She's able to get that Nitro because there's only 5 of them competing right now, so 5th is last. So that Nitro jumps her up to 2nd, and she's able to hold on to that for a bit and try to keep running down. Obviously, she's not going to catch up to Kaznaz because no one does. And then here she is getting this lucky missile. Watch, she's holding on to it. She's getting up, riding up the wall, and just nails Codsworthless right as he was running down through the air. So that's a really terrible fall for him, and he wasn't happy about it. She said, "Nothing personal, kid." And then here she goes duking out for second place. So she's in third, right? She needs all the items she can get. So watch her. She's going to grab this little blast that she can use to get a boost off of. Is going to boost way up to get this other one. Yes. And gets that lucky BS missile and lights him up. So poor Cod. I think that's Cod again. Actually getting into the freaking acid. And down he goes. But he catches up real quick. I think he actually recovered from that one. So it looked like he was in the acid. He's like right behind her. And he's like, no, you did not just do that. And that, I mean, it's still in the end. Katie only ended up coming in fourth by just a 2-point difference between her and Precision. And then Codsworthless 3 points above her. And then Kaznaz 79. So it's with 79, it looks like he gave up maybe one track instead of getting the full 80. I don't know. Maybe they're only getting 79 this time because you see Stody also gets 79 over the European qualifiers. Flush Go-Go getting double qualified for OC5. And Dervil, who was shut out of the Unspoken qualifier, was able to sneak in. Now, there was actually a bit of confusion. Yawning Soldier had actually beat Dervil out, but Dervil said he had lost tracking there at the end. So Yawning, being a good sport, decided to allow them to rematch. And when they rematched, the way the tiebreaker points worked out, Dervil was just 1 point ahead, and he ended up inching out Yawning. But it doesn't matter. They're both getting to go to OC5. And then right there at the bottom in the Steam qualifier, you see Barnaby Jones. Yeah, your man, Sean.
He's getting in. I've met that guy before. Fantastic person. He partied with us at Servios. I'm glad he snuck in from the Steam qualifiers.
Now, did I meet him?
A lot of these people
at the Servios things, or is this some other?
I think
event?
you might have met him. Yeah, I've met him twice, I think, so far.
Well, we got to hang out, man. The Sprint Vector Steam guy might come in and take
people.
it.
I've at least talked about these people, talked to them, or I've maybe even been in the same room as them before. But I'm excited to see all these people coming together at OC5. So congrats to all these guys. And Dervil getting in. The sportsmanship is real.
Yes, indeed. And you know, it's really important. I can't wait to actually see how these guys try to take down Stody. There's a very common thing at these LAN events, metagaming. Yeah, he's going to, at these events, there's metagaming, and you see people their first night out or in a different country or doing something that they'll just get plastered and completely ruin the game. Or arm wrestle. There's all kinds of mistakes that can be made.
All right, girly drinks only. Then Root's like vodka. I'm like, oh. Hey, that really messed me up. So they can pull the same thing.
That was part of my game. That was definitely part of my game. To get that win.
Give me four girly drinks, and then Nicky's cool with just doing shots.
I only got you the one drink. Every decision you made after that was your own. Speaking of bad decisions, I'm just kidding. Beat Saber. Here we go. Tell us about that, Stealth.
Oh, man. All right. So rumor has it, I haven't gotten confirmation, Krios wins out the Beat Saber Virtual Athletics League arcade tournament. Rumor has it that he's a Canadian. Well, that's not a rumor. I think that one's confirmed.
Oh, that's the one that drove, right?
He drove
to America.
I don't know how far he drove, slept in his car, woke up, and then destroyed everyone. He got out of 739,200 points, 693,306. 693,306, which is a 93.79% of maximum score. That is
just slightly above what you were getting.
He got a couple percentage points above me, but at that point, like we're talking 1% is a huge gap, and he was maybe 4% ahead of me. I stopped trying. I honestly, like, because I'm on the West Coast, the East Coast players entered their scores, and I'm keeping track. Central puts their scores in. All these people are putting their scores in. And I look at the scoreboard. I'm like, oh, Poonator's told me Tammy Matty showed up to his arcade. Tammy Matty would beat my ass no matter what. Weeboo Jones was up playing, I think, in Washington. It was just absolutely bananas, the turnout of this tournament. There were a lot of articles going around saying lots of players were going to go out and play. There were only prizes for the top 6, and I was looking at the top 6 scores. I'm like, nah. Not even going to try. So I went to Flipped Out Gaming in Daly City, California, and Kat placed 21st at Flipped Out Gaming. So thank you for getting us on the board. Got to give her a shout out because she played for like an hour, 2 hours, something ridiculous like that. Yeah, unfortunately, she didn't get a prize from it because Flipped Out Gaming wasn't giving out prizes. But the top 6 players, Krios in first place, coming in second through 6th, Logan at 692K. Liquid PZA coming at 690, another one of the pro players. Weeboo Jones, winner of the Invitationals, at 688. Benny DeBeast, a great mapper. He does all the flow maps. Down 400 points from Weeboo Jones. He's also at 688, but he was down 400 from that. And then matches at 686. These scores are so bananas, I couldn't even imagine touching them. So I just That is crazy. So congrats to those guys. 2 through 6 gets $100, and first place gets a Vive. And we got an interview. Not much to say about Beat Saber because it's not really tactics in that game. It's all just practice and memorize. Well,
and being a
recognizing patterns,
Jedi,
not
of
so much
course.
memorizing. Being a Jedi. But I did an interview with one of the arcades, Flipped Out Gaming. Love that place. Let's go over to that right now. I'm here with Paul from Flipped Out Gaming. It's pronounced Flipped Out, right?
Flipped out.
Flipped out.
Flipped out.
Okay. I'm here with Paul from Flipped Out Gaming here in Daly City, California, and the Beat Saber tournament just concluded. Paul, tell me a little bit about the tournament today. How many millions of people showed up, and how awesome was it?
All right, we had about 5 people come in to put down some scores, and they did terrific, man. Like way better than me. So I'm glad they came and helping to represent, the West Side.
Yeah, so it was fantastic meeting everyone who came out. Why did you decide to open this huge VR arcade? This place is fully equipped with sink, bathroom, Vives. Let me know about this place. Why did you decide to open it?
The first time I tried it, man, I was able to try it with my friends, and it was just like the old school setting. So I wanted to make that for everybody else to try it as if it was their home, rather than, like just a place crowded up. So I like to make it private for people so they could experience it for the first time, because, it's intimidating for some people to be trying new technology in front of all kinds of people. So I believe the best way for VR is to try it with your friends, in a private setting, so that you guys could really feel how it would be in your own home.
What really got you into VR? What really draws you into the medium?
Oh, dude, I'm definitely a gamer by heart, dude. I put in more game time than work time, definitely. So for me to try, just even the phone itself, I was at GameStop, and I just said, hey, there goes this VR stuff. Let me give it a chance. Put it on, blew my mind, dude. Like, just seeing that the TV was all around you rather than just in front of you, I was just looking for gaming, and come to find out, they had an opportunity to open a business out of it. So I took the leap, man. I mean, gaming has changed finally. It's been the same for like over 20 years. So now is the time, I figured.
Exactly. And just tell us exactly where you're at so everyone can know to come by. This place is Stealth Shampoo verified, VRespawn verified, and free pizza was given to me for that, so I just got to disclose that. Where can we find you, Paul?
We are in Daly City, 198 Los Banos Avenue, right by Daly City BART Station, 5 minutes away from San Francisco. Conveniently located for you guys. Private parking for each station, so don't even worry about parking, guys. Just get ready to have fun.
Do you hear that? This guy's near San Francisco, and he said, don't even worry about parking. That's unbelievable.
I got y'all. Don't worry.
All right. It's been Nikki for VRespawn. Back to you, Nikki and Poonanners.
Oh, well done,
thanks,
still.
Nikki. Look at that. It's almost like I went to school for that. I threw that together so quickly. But thank you to Paul for the interview.
It's good,
Beat
man.
Saber Arcade Tournament.
You also got pizza, so shout out to Dino for getting you pizza, right?
It's International Pizza Hut Day right now, but that's a completely separate thing. Let's talk about these standings. Evil Morty is in first place. Did you know Dr. DVR is not Dr. Doom? VR
no, I did not know that. But I do know that Dr. DVR is the guy from that just won Archangelo, and that these VR Master League that's just starting to take off in Beat Saber. They're like doing competitions. I'm not entirely sure what the rule set is. I haven't looked it up. I've been actually paying way more attention to Score Saber than anything else.
Oh yeah, I just play for Score Saber because it's always like you're always playing against yourself. No matter who you're playing against, you're playing yourself in Beat Saber. It's kind of like bowling or golf. You're playing against yourself.
Messiah
it doesn't matter
Penguins,
what the other
I
guy
know.
does.
Why do I know the name Messiah Penguin? I've encountered him in something before. I know I have. Anyway, there they are. We'll try to get into Beat Saber a little bit more as time lets on. But for now, we want to talk about the up-and-coming, the game that we're all excited about, Echo Combat. They had their beta. We were really excited to play in it. I wasn't able to get as much time in it as I'd like. I know Nikki was able to get a lot and actually put together this really awesome video of him having a baller time in it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm incredible! I shot that guy's grenade out of the air and killed him and saved myself.
Holy
fuck is this game fun? This might be the most fucking fun I've ever had.
Oh yeah, dude. This is a fantastic video game. Left tunnel, left tunnel.
Shield down low.
It's not orange only, bud. Oh.
Payload mobilized.
Let's go, Mickey!
Payload returning.
That was tasty.
Some spicy moves there, Stealth.
Oh,
and
yeah.
some old school 80s music.
Yeah, there's a guy playing music over his mic. That's gaming for you. I used exclusively the Comet almost until I ran into a floor crawler. It's Echo Arena players always grabbing onto the ceiling and flipping upside down or on the floor. So they start juking around.
Yeah,
You
I
have
never
a
got
comment,
to play you. I never got to play you in
Need a shotgun for that.
when you started using your sniping skills, and you were telling me, "It's like, oh, dude, I own with this sniper." I was like,
people
I would
don't-
destroy you.
People don't do the handsies thing.
They don't know how to
flip
move.
around. They're not evasive. They just float around. It's like bop bop.
They don't know. They don't know what they're in for. When this stuff gets competitive, you're going to need at least one Echo Arena player to teach you how to move. Because if you can move like an Echo Arena player, you're going to be real hard to shoot.
One thing that happens in Echo Combat is you can tell how good the other team is if you're on the attacking side. Just watch the map and you can see where the players move. And if they stack off of each other and fly to their defensive positions, you're like, oh, all right, we got to play serious now, guys. But if they're just... So what I would do is I'd kind of float around. I don't think it really tricked anyone. But I just
Metagaming,
float around,
baby.
take my time getting to my spot. I know Haskell wrote an article, VRespawn.com, about Echo Combat. She said everyone was doing Comet and Shield meta, which the Shield is directly countered by grenades. Grenades go straight through those, especially the stun grenade. And the Comet is a lot harder to use if people are flinging around on the flamingo. And all
I
that
got to do
stuff.
is move. I figured Haskell,
so it's new.
when she was talking about that meta, and it forced her to change what her loadout is. And I was like, that's literally every game that has a loadout. That's the point of that. And you see it like TF2 and other games have class based. I see it PlanetSide 2 all the time that people complain that they find some kind of things OP, but they won't do what Haskell did. They won't change. They say it's OP against this, and it's like, yeah, but literally there's a hard counter for everything. Just switch to the hard
Agreed.
counter,
There's a
man.
hard counter.
Well, what they're
to a
complaining
shield.
about is that people find a thing that they want to do and they don't want to change. And I was like, no, that's why you're going to lose.
Yeah, so you're going to see the pros. It's all right now in pubs, Comet and Shields. I use the healing because people, if I start
You could
getting shot
tank a
at,
lot
you
of
just
damage too. Yeah.
You just kind of dodge around a little bit. But I like the medic. There's going to be a lot of medic play, but we're going to see in pro level play, unless something changes, people with the shotgun and people climbing all over the place, especially in that second section where it's a tight
there's
tunnel.
only so much if you could do it because, like in Echo Arena, there's start and stops, right? And there's moves, and then you wait and you set up. So even though you can move around fast, you don't juke like that for a long period of time. And Echo Combat is lengthened, and you don't have like these start and stops. So if you try to do that the entire game, especially if you can do like best of 3 or best of 5,
too.
Well, not just that, you're going to get real tired. And if you try it, like if you do like a multi-day tournament, the next day you're going to be dying sore. So people are going to have to find
Beat
a
Saber
balance.
practice.
Yeah. So that's what we always find with these VR games, that people have to find a balance between physical exertion and winning, and finding ways to sort of min-max that a little bit so you can stay on top of it. Or like we've been trying to do with Metamercs, I've been trying to get them to do an endurance routine with me that we've been calling like Echo Endurance, but I haven't been able to get them to get a time yet. But soon, we're looking out. We'll try to get that done for people. It is essentially going to be a workout that you're not going to enjoy, trust me. Speaking of things that we do enjoy, though, Population 1, they finally made their announcement, and they gave us a little bit of clearance to talk about this game, as well as some of our experiences, and we'll get into that a little bit, but let's take a look at their trailer. So we got invited to try this game out, and we were really excited. Stealth was setting it up so VRespawn players could get in there and check it out. And
this is why you got to be my friend.
That's exactly why you got to be Stealth's friend. Exactly.
Early.
Now,
get the open beta for the rest of you.
On first glance, people say, "Oh, it's a battle royale in VR," and it's like, "Oh, they have a building mechanic, sort of like Fortnite." Like that's your initial thought process. And literally, when Stealth told me that, I did this. Like I wasn't interested at all.
Fortnite is too old for Fortnite.
Well, I liked it when it was called Minecraft. Anyway, so what they call it, Hunger Games. Hunger Games was the modded servers that did essentially what Fortnite does. But moving on, I just wasn't interested in that. I wasn't interested in battle royale. I didn't really enjoy the genre. I mean, it's fun, I get it, but I just didn't have the energy for it. So I was like, nah. But then you guys kept talking about like how much fun you had, and you would disappear for like an hour and a half at a time. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to be left out. I'll play. I played one round while I was waiting for Nikki to show up, and I immediately fell in love with this game. I was like, this game is the future. This is it. This is what we've been dreaming of. So
this reaction from so many people. There's a big YouTuber who I got into this game, and he DM'd me back afterwards saying, I can't believe it. That was freaking amazing.
They nailed it.
Completely blew his mind.
They nailed it. I mean, there's some things that they're still working on. I'm sure there's some polish they want to work on, but for the most part, man, they freaking nailed it. And so I got clearance from Kyle to talk about a couple of my experiences in the game because he didn't want me to give away too much. So my experiences just tell you about stuff that they already had in that trailer because there's lots of little things they want to reveal, like keeping the hype engine going. So this is one of the things that when I was like very first in the game, I got in there with Stealth, so we decided to kind of like pair up and help each other out. And there was a building where we were taking fire. We knew a guy was up there, but we couldn't get a shot at him. So I was like, I'm going to use my Echo Arena powers, and I climbed up the tower as fast as possible to get in the dude's face, so that he would take shots at me. And then while he was taking shots at me, Nikki was down here just sticking out of a doorway of a building. I threw myself off, put my wingsuit out, flew down to the building, grabbed the roof, punched the window, and threw my entire body in the building while the guy was trying to like shoot at me and Nikki was picking him off. And I was like, I just Echo Arena'd into the building.
Like there's glass and wood all over the place. I'm like trying to clean myself off. This guy exposes himself, shoot him down.
That was freaking Mission Impossible though. Just like wingsuit down, grab a building, punch a window, throw yourself in it. It was just baller. And then there's all kinds of nonsense you could do like that. There was another situation where Nikki was watching in the wings. We won't say how, but I was climbing a tower. I saw there was a guy up on top of the tower, and I decided to climb up the tower really quick. Pulled my gun out of my hand, and I was like, just grabbed up to the edge. I knew he was up there. And I hopped up, just gunned at him while he shot back. I went, boop, and then just shot him down and put him down. And I was like, I'm going to come take your stuff. And didn't realize that he had a friend on the tower just opposite, and he gunned me down. At no point did I notice I was being gunned down because I'm kind of oblivious sometimes when I'm happy. And so those are just two moments that were really fun, just playing around with the climbing and flying mechanics. It reminds me those main mechanics of Breath of the Wild, which is a game that I really enjoyed that version of Zelda that came out.
I've heard of that game.
Right. It won all the awards. And Zelda Breath of the Wild. And those are the two main mechanics they added that people said, you can't do that to video games. And it was a gliding mechanic and a climb anywhere mechanic. They're like, just go anywhere you want. And they're like, but no, you need to block people off. And Pop 1 gives you those same mechanics, like go anywhere you want, get there as fast as you can freaking get there. Have fun and be brutal. And brutal they are.
That game is sick. BigBox is the developer who's making it. The same guys who made Smashbox Arena, which is a PvP dodgeball shooting, teleporting kind of game. So they do have experience. They're not coming out of nowhere making this game. Population 1, you can get in an open beta. Go find their website, do some Googling, or maybe someone will write an article like me.
Yeah.
You can't play it though.
Well, that is all we have. That is all we have for today. So I appreciate you guys for topping in. Ain't nobody going to stop us. We're going to keep this coming. Try to give you more every week as it always. It is me just making noises on the microphone. This time, not as hype as usual. Luckily, Stealth was there to back me up with his hype. Chris Brown actually being our associate producer, putting together a lot of our graphics. That's why the show looks just a little bit better. Sonia writing as usual on the website and giving us some of the stories that we need. And DJ Nike putting together, and I know it looks like it says Nike, but he's told me it's Nike. Putting together the Echo Arena interview as well as other stuff. You can follow us on @VRespawn and VRespawn.com. We're going to give you a very, very short episode about what ended up happening for the final bits of the playoffs for Onward. So keep your eyes open for that.